a MacBook, a phone, McDonald's, we find a variety of items placed strategically in many movie scenes, or when we're watching our favorite show on TV. When the commercials come on, we have time to get up and stretch or go refill our snacks. Many TV commercials are skipped because of this. Product placement is a bit more effective in advertising. But what about in sports? Advertisements are placed everywhere, but most people ignore them. Or do they? Nowadays, advertisements are 100% guaranteed when watching sports, whether you're watching an event on TV or in person. If it wasn't for these advertisements, most people wouldn't be able to afford watching a game. Only the top 1% would. This is because sporting events need a lot of money to pay for stadiums, teams, and to keep the tickets at an affordable price for fans. Without advertisements, it wouldn't be worth it for companies to organize such events. Here are some examples of advertisements in sports. This picture is from the Formula 1 Grande Premio Petrobras do Brasil, also known as the World Championships for Formula 1. As you can see, there are many ads. Next, we have a Coca-Cola advertisement from the 2014 World Cup. The idea behind this ad, as said by the Vice President of Global Alliances and Ventures, was, Brazil is everyone's country, Coca-Cola is everyone's drink, and football is everyone's sport. The final example is from Nike. So why do sport events have, and most importantly, need these ads? Well, to start answering that question, many people don't realize how expensive sporting events can be. The Raymond James Stadium by itself costed $168.5 million to construct, so the owner definitely has an expensive rental fee for the Super Bowl. Advertisements are the most effective way to pay for sporting events. In 2021, the starting price for Super Bowl ads was $5.5 million for a 30-second TV commercial. However, this is not the only way companies can advertise themselves at sporting events. Companies have a huge variety of ways to advertise their product, whether it's on a banner by the concession stands, walls of the stadium, on the players themselves, on the players' gear, or just a plain logo in the open. Companies are guaranteed to make their brand visible. This, combined with the fans, are guaranteed to make a profit despite the cost of running their ads. The sports fans are full of energy and in an extremely good mood, jumping and yelling as they watch their favorite team or player play. Along with seeing the action, they also see the advertisements all around. Since they are in a good mood and pumped, they are more likely to see your ad and remember it later and associate it with positive things rather than an annoying distraction. Even if they didn't look directly at an advertisement, their brain saw it. This is called banner blindness, where you are not consciously aware of an ad, but your brain still picks up the message or brand that is being advertised. Advertisements in sports are extremely effective. Companies have a guaranteed audience. An example of this would be Super Bowl ads. This is because Super Bowl ads have become iconic due to the cinematic quality, unpredictability, surreal humor, and use of special effects. Now, when did sports start to have such a relationship with advertising? The first relation between sports and advertising was made in the 1870s, in the form of tobacco cards featuring baseball players of that era. This slowly but surely started to escalate, and when television coverage was introduced, the advertising in sports games kept going up and up until what we are at today. Now, on to the next and final topic. Companies aren't the only ones who depend on advertising. Some players also depend on it. Players are often given different pitches from different companies about contracts. These contracts are about how much money they will pay the player to wear their product during the player's event. Sounds simple, right? Well, actually many offers are declined because of the pitches and details of the contracts. An example of this could be seen with the basketball player Stephen Curry. At the time, Stephen Curry was progressing to become one of the top basketball players. That year, Stephen Curry was offered a contract with Nike. Today, Nike has a contract with 3/4 of all NBA basketball players. During the pitch of the contract, the PowerPoint had another player's name on the slides because the company forgot to change it. This showed Stephen Curry that he wasn't a priority to Nike. Also, the company during their pitch mispronounced Stephen Curry's name throughout the whole pitch, further showing that he was not a priority player for them. He was offered $2.5 million but declined the offer. At the time, Under Armour was not well known. However, they also offered Stephen Curry a contract since the company knew that Stephen Curry was a growing basketball star. They offered him a $4 million contract and partial ownership of the company. Unfortunately for Nike, they missed out on Stephen Curry because after 2 years, he helped Under Armour single-handedly double their worth from $14 billion to $28 billion. When his contract expired, he made another deal with Under Armour, and they collabed to make the highest-selling shoe to this day. As seen in this example, smaller companies can use advertising in sports to grow in size and compete with bigger brands. In conclusion, sports advertising is the most effective form of advertising because ads get a lot of exposure, companies are guaranteed to get an audience, and sporting events are able to happen.